let's continue our discussion on governance. And so we will talk on the focus of governance, no? Which is part of its history. Actually, the keyword here is, tingnan niyo sinusulat ko. Ano yan? Ownership. That's the focus of governance. Because with ownership, there will be financing to the business, thus it will be formed and expanded. Diba? Merong nag-i-invest, sabi nga natin na. And the issue here will be, there are different systems. There are different models, no? When we talk about governance. And in different countries, we can see other best practices, and the debate would be, with all this model and best practices has been seen in the context of the Anglo-Saxon model of governance. And when you say Anglo-Saxon model, that is ownership and management will be what? Separate. No? There is a separation between what? Ownership from control. Kasi the one who has control over the firm is actually the board. Diba? So, dahil kahit nga sa accounting, diba, ang ina-apply natin business entity concept, separate yung owner with the business. And the business is being managed by the board. So, because of this Anglo-Saxon model, a problem arises. No? Or problems arises because of separation of ownership and control, no, of the company. Kung ganun pala, ba't nagkaroon ng issue dito? Kasi we know that the company is a legal entity. Kaya corporate form lagi pinag-uusapan natin. Kaya nga tingnan nyo, class, sino ba nagre-register sa SEC? Those with legal personality. One of which is, which is actually only the corporation. Because the company can exist independently of its shareholders who owns it. At dahil the owner delegates, no, yung power, diba, kay BOD, the issue now would be, would the BOD who's had been given the power to manage the organization be doing the activities of the business with the best interest of the owner? Kaya meron tayong agency problem, diba? Yun. And besides, kita nyo, dinelegate kay BOD. Si BOD naman, dinidelegate din niya yon kay, sa mga managers. Diba? Kasi ito top level. O ito, yung middle level. Tapos, patatrabahuhin si operational level. Diba gano'n ang kwento dyan? It's all about delegation. Pagka kaya nga may accountability tayong pinag-uusapan kanina, di ba? Kasi you have made delegation of the powers in order to manage the business. Pero yung una dito kay BOD, kaya nga yun yung pinag-uusapan natin, no? Yung role ni BOD. Dahil they're acting as the agent of the company. No? Dahil agent, si BOD, ang responsibility ni BOD ay sa kumpanya. Diba? To the best interest. Kasi ang dami-daming shareholders. Hindi naman pwedeng you answer for just one shareholder. No? But it is a widely accepted rule that we should be governed with the best interest of the owners, who are the shareholders. No? Kaya lang kasi syempre, may other stakeholders na pwedeng makaapekto kay board of director. Ay sino yun? Hindi empleyado, yung mga nagtatrabaho dahil dinelegate mo sa kanila yung pag-implement. Diba? Yun. And kung ito yung issue, ano yung mga titingnan natin? Diba? May mga voting power ang shareholders. Diba sila nag-i-elect ng board? Kaya pwedeng yung majority ng shareholder, they can vote to remove any director para lang makontrol yung decisions ng board of director. The problem, there will be no problem if the shareholder and the director are the same. No? Majority of the shareholder would actually be also the director, the board of director, kasi the directors have the extensive powers of controlling the company. Na kung saan yung shareholders, they are weak on that aspect. Kaya nga, yung director ay accountable. Paulit-ulit yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, class, kay shareholders. Okay? Now, ang problem ng governance, kasi meron tayong, di ba, SMEs. Tapos, meron tayong mga malalaking kumpanya, especially those in the corporate form. Kaya nga mapapansin nyo, tinatawag corporate. This is quite big once it involves large company. Kasi fast-paced yung buy and sell ng mga shares nito. Tapos maaring they're operating only on the money market. Most of the shareholders are not long-term investors. So medyo challenging 'yon, no? Kaya nga yung sa kay SEC na inisyo noong 2019 ay for publicly listed companies, diba? Yan. So, kung ownership and control will be our focus, then you just have to remember na whose interest is a company governed, no? And who has the power to make decisions for the company. So we are looking at the interest, we are looking at the decisions. Definitely, the one who has the power to make decisions for the company will be the board. Okay? And whose interest is a company governed, of course, it should be to those who have delegated the power to them, the shareholders. And we have to look into how well these powers are used and for what purposes these powers are used. That's why we need to differentiate the word management, no, versus governance. Okay? Ano ba ang kaibahan niyan? Ang management, this is concerned with running the business. Ang governance ay ano? It is about leading. It is about monitoring. Ano ang sabi ni Professor Bob Tricker? Na if management is all about running the company, then governance is it run properly? That's the focus, or that's the concern of governance, no? And you have to remember that management is making business decisions, and governance is about monitoring, is about controlling, no, these decisions. Through what? By giving, by leading, no, and by directing. Okay? So, are you able to differentiate it now? Now, hope so. But if it is all about business decision and it's all about controlling, no, then dapat alam din natin ano yung hindi corporate governance. It's not about management activities, no, nor even management skills and techniques, no, but rather yung powers ng executive management o ng board that is directing, yun ang part ng governance, no? Pero yung paggamit ng power to direct the business, hindi na yung corporate governance, no? O yan. O ano pa? Ang corporate governance is not about, check yung powers is not about formulating strategies. Ano siya? But rather, ano siya? It is the responsibility of the board and other senior managers that is, they have to decide the strategy. Kasi yung pag-formulate ng mga strategies, magagaling yan sa, dahil dapat participative yan, diba? Teamwork nga, para maging successful ka sa strategic management. Teamwork approach yan. O di ibig sabihin, all levels of management should be involved. Yung pag-formulate, kukuhanin mo yan sa bottom up. Mahirap namang top down. No? So it's a combination. Top down and then bottom up approach. Diba? And once you were able to formulate all the strategy, or once you are given options, o yun, magde-decide na yung BOD. Okay? So, anong masasabi natin ulit? Ano yung pangalawang experience point natin dito? At your perspective, sa'yo, paano natin makikita yung separation of ownership from control with all the subjects that you had taken up? Ano yung mga concept na nagsushow ng separation of ownership from control? And we made mention of the problems that arises with or the problems arising from the separation of ownership and control. We know that is one would be the directors of the company might be able to run the company that is not at the best interest of the shareholders, nor the shareholder might not be able to prevent the directors from doing this because dahil yung director nga yung may power, ano yung mga safety nets, diba? Okay? Pag-isipan na natin, mag-comment na tayo para sa experience point. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a good day. Keep